office of the Always Believe House. Oh, we are almost to the end of the 2020 We are almost done. A few more star reviews and we are done. So we're going to go through today. All you have to do is the first page of Star Review 14. Tomorrow you'll do the back page. So let's get going. And a magical whiteboard appears. These are very good problems for your exam review. I will post your exam review questions. Many of them will be star review questions. Okay, so let's go through. I'm going to help you out on the front page. I won't do all the problems. I might start you off. And then you will finish the first page today. Tomorrow you'll do the back page. Okay, number one. Okay, on number one, we're going to graph 1, 2, and 3, aren't we? Now then, these equations of 1 and 2 are in point slope and they're inequalities. So we're going to have to graph them and then shade up or down. So on number one, we need to know the plus 2 and the plus 3, don't we? The opposite of a plus 2 is a minus 2, and that's our y. The opposite of the plus 3 is a minus 3, and that's our x. So I know this line goes through negative 3, negative 2, and my slope is going to be up 1, right 2 in it. So let's graph this line. So I'm going to go left 3 and down 2, draw a dot. And then my slope is up 1, right 2, up 1, right 2, up 1, right 2, up 1, right 2. And then I'm going to go down 1, right, left 2. So this is that line right there. Okay, I'm going to connect the dots with a straight line. And then this inequality right here is greater than, right? Greater than, what letter do I have to the left? I have X, Y, don't I? So greater than on Y is up, so this line will shade up. Anything below the line won't work, will it? Let's go to number 2. I'm going to do this in a different color so you can see it. So on number 2, I'm going to need my plus 3 and my plus 5, aren't I? Let's do the x first. The opposite of a plus 5 is a minus 5. The opposite of a plus 3 is a minus 3. And my slope is 3 or 3 over 1. So I'm going to graph this point, and then from that dot, up 3, right 1. Okay, so my ordered pair is negative 5, negative 3. So negative 5, negative 3 is right here. And then from that dot, I'm going to go up 3, right 1, up 3, right 1, and up 3, right 1, and then down 3, left 1. So I'll have this line, won't I? Okay, and on this line, my inequality is a less than in it. So this line will be shaded down, won't it? Okay, so far I'm looking at the section right in the middle, aren't I? That top right section, aren't I? That's where, so far, the shaded part works. Now then, let's do number 3. Number 3 is in standard. To remember the slope, and I'm going to do it in a different color, the slope is negative a over b in it. So my slope will be negative 1 over 3. That means I'm going to go down 1, right 3. My x-intercept, my y, let's do the y-intercept. Y-intercept is c divided by b, which is 6 divided by 3 in it. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And my x-intercept is c divided by a, which is 6 divided by 1 is 6. So I'm going to put a dot on the x-axis at 6. I'm going to put a dot on the y-axis at 2. And notice, if I were to go down 1, right 3, I would end up at that dot. I'm going to go up 1, left 3. And then I'll have this line 1 up. And they're all solid lines. Oops, this one's wrong. This dot should be here. So connect these dots. And then this dot, this line is shaded down too, right? So this line's shaded down too. So the green line shaded down, the blue line shaded down, and the red line shaded up. So my inequalities that are my ordered pairs that are going to work are going to be in this triangle, aren't they? Okay. So the intersection of line 2 and line 3 forms a, let's look at the slopes. So this slope is negative 1 over 3. And let me shade it in for you. This slope is 3 over 1. So these two lines would be perpendicular, weren't they? So this angle right here is a right angle in it, because the slopes are opposite reciprocals. So this would form a right angle. Circle the ordered pairs that are in the solution set. And I'm going to let you do this on your own. Any dot on the line of the triangle, and the line of the triangle is right here in it. So if an ordered pair was right here, it wouldn't work, right? Any ordered pair on the line of the triangle is going to be true. Any ordered pair in the triangle is going to be true, and you're going to circle the ones that are in the side of the triangle. I'm going to let you do that on your own. The solution of, let's see, this problem is number 1. Number 1 was red, so this is my number 1. And this problem was number 2, which is blue. Was blue number 2? -5, -3. No, green was number 2. So it's this ordered pair right here. So the answer to number 6 is where line 1 and line 2 crosses, which is that ordered pair, which is going to be -5, -3 in it. Okay? The 0 is your x-intercept. Don't ever forget that. So this is line 3, or my blue line. Where does this line cross the x-axis? It crosses at 6, doesn't it? That is my 0. Okay? Cool stuff. You could get the zeros on all the lines, right? This right here would be a 0, and this would be a 0, wouldn't it? The zeros are where the graph crosses the x-axis. Please don't forget that. Let's go down to number 8. Okay. On number 8, I'm going to start this off and let you finish this. We're going to be doing this when you come back from Christmas vacation. We're going to be adding and subtracting polynomials. This is going to make it a lot easier. So on number 8, we have 2 bluebell trucks. So I'm going to distribute my 4, and I'm going to distribute my 3. Okay, now then I'm just going to multiply. 4 times 2 is 8. My letter's x, my exponent's 2. 4 times x is plus 4x. 4 times -3 is -12. Then I'm going to continue the process. 3 times x squared is plus 3x squared. 3 times -5 is a negative. 3 times 5 is 15. My letter's x. And 3 times -7 is -21. Once you get to here, you're going to single underline the x squares, double underline the x's, and triple underline the constants. And then you'll just add or subtract those up. Your answer will be something x squared, something x, and a number. So you need to fill that in. You should be able to do that. Let's go to number 9. Okay, on number 9, this is kind of tricky. You haven't done this yet. So let's write down f of x equals -2x minus 5. Remember, this is my y, this is my x right here. Okay, so on this one, this side is your x, this is your y. So on this problem, I'm going to replace the x with 6. And whatever I get for this answer goes here. So -2 times 6 is -12. -12 minus 5 is -17. Now then on this problem, I don't know the x, but I know my y. So I'm going to replace this with -1. Now then, you're going to have to solve that for x. If you move the -5 over, you would add it. -1 plus 5 is 4. Divide by -2, you would get -2 for the answer. But you're going to solve that for x. And some of y'all are like, what? So you would move the 5 over. You would get 4 equal -2x. And then divide by -2, you would end up with -2 equal x, wouldn't you? So if they give you the y, you got to solve for the x. If they give you the x, you just plug it in and you find your y. On this one right here, we're going to replace the y with 3. You need to solve that for x. You're going to move over the 5 and divide by -2. Then on the last one, you're going to get y equal -2 times -5 minus 5. So you'll plug that in and get the answer right here. All you're going to do is type this into the calculator. Let me do it in black. Type that part into the calculator, the answer would go right here. On this one, you're going to have to solve for x. Whatever x equals goes here. You could do that on your own. Oh, I don't want to eat all the Oreo cookies for you. You got to do some of them, right? Number 10, you need your TI calculator, okay? You're going to go to home screen, hit graph, and then hit menu. You're going to hit graph, and then you're going to hit function. And then you type this part in. Once you have that part in, you hit Control T. That gives you a table. You're going to find the values for these x's and write them in these blanks. The answers that give you zeros are the zeros. That's going to be where the graph crosses the x-axis. We will be doing this in February. Ho, 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 ho. Let's go to number 11. Okay, number 11, we're going to factor it. This is one of the harder things you'll do in this class all year. You should be getting better at this. So if you were to put 24x squared over 32x, what's the largest number that divides into 24 and 32? If you had to simplify that fraction, you would divide the top and the bottom by 8, wouldn't you? And you can also take an x out. They both have an x. So we're going to write down an 8x, start a parentheses, and then we're going to divide these by 8x, and then put your answers in here. Okay? Basically, you're undoing the bluebell truck. You're undoing the distributive property. So when you undo that distributive property, you're taking the bluebell truck out, and you're basically setting up the distributive property problem that would give you 24x squared minus 32x. Number 12, we're going to divide. When you divide, you subtract the exponents, don't you? Okay, I'm going to go through, do this problem together. So we're going to take this and divide it by 5x. So 20 divided, you're going to do sign, number, letter, exponent. Any exponent that doesn't have, or any term that doesn't have an exponent, it's a 1. So 20 divided by 5 is 4. My letter is x. 3 minus 1 is 2. That's how you do it. Sign, number, letter, exponent. When you divide, you subtract the exponents. The next one, a negative divided by a positive is a negative. 55 divided by 5 is 11. My letter is x. And 2 minus 1 is 1, so just x. And then lastly, a negative divided by a positive is a negative. 40 divided by 5 is 8. And then the x's cancel out. That is my answer. If I were to take this and multiply it by 5x, I would get my numerator, wouldn't I? Same thing as when you divide numbers, okay? Well, let's go to number 13. We're going to solve this for x. Oh, fun stuff, okay? This is basically the inverse of a function. You'll get to this in Algebra 2. So on this problem here, we want to solve it for x. So basically, we're going to undo that fraction, right? Just like this is point slope in it. So the denominator goes to the left, and the 4's cancel out here, and the numerator goes to the right, doesn't it? So my denominator goes to the left, the numerator goes to the right. So 4y minus 16 equals 3x minus 24. This is what's called the inverse of a function when you solve for x. So I want to solve this for x, not y, so I'm going to move the 24 over here. So I'm going to end up with 4y plus 8 equals 3x, and then divide by 3. So I'll end up with x equals 4 over 3y plus 8 over 3. Oh, fun stuff. Fun, 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 fun. You could also write this answer with one fraction bar and put a 3 here. So if you did it that way, x would equal to 4y plus 8 all over 3. This way you may see in Algebra 2, okay? And you get all this is the same answer. Same answer. Let's keep going down. Number 14. Okay, on 14, you're drawing a picture of what happens on this. This is graphing a relation, okay? Okay, so Emma Sue walks away from home. Okay, so she walks away at home. She's probably not going to be walking fast, so her line won't be real steep. The steeper the line, the faster she's going. She stops and talks to Lucy Claire. So when she's stopping and talking, she is not walking, is she? So her distance doesn't change. She continues to walk to Hart's Chicken. Oh, 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 oh. So if she's walking, you would assume it would be the same rate. Okay, she eats lunch with Bubba Bob. Oh, 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 great place for a date. So she eats lunch with Bubba Bob. Then Bubba Bob drives her home, so she's going to be going home quicker, and the line will be a little bit steeper. Okay, so that's basically that problem, right? Fun stuff, okay? Right here, the origin would be home, wouldn't it? Okay, so she walks away from home. She stops at Hart's Chicken. She drives back. The steeper the line, the quicker you are moving. Let's go to 15. On 15, I'm going to I'll solve them for y. Let's do it that way. You could graph this with the slope and y-intercept, but let's solve them for y because that's a little bit more better way to do that on Staar. So write down x minus 3y greater than negative 2. Notice on this problem, the y is negative, so the inequality will flip on it. This graph won't be shaded up, it will be shaded down. So I'm going to solve this for y. I'm going to move the x across. And then I'm going to divide by -3. And when I do that, I'm going to get y less than 1 over 3x plus 2 over 3. Notice my y-intercept is a fraction in it. But my x-intercept is going to be -2 divided by 1 in it. So I know that this crosses the x-axis at -2. And my slope is 1 over 3 in it. So from this line, I'm going to go up 1, right 3. And notice it's going to cross the y-axis at 2/3 in it. Okay, so in this problem here, we couldn't graph it with the y-intercept, but we could go back and get our x-intercept from standard, couldn't we? Now then, this will be a dashed line, so I need to go up 3 again, down 1, left 3, and then I'm going to make this a dashed line. And this line will be shaded down. So anything above the line won't work. Now then, let's do the next one. 2x minus y less than or equal to 3. This line will be solid, won't it? And the y is negative, so it's going to flip. We're going to shade this up, aren't we? Okay, so I'm going to move the 2x to the right. So -y less than or equal to -2x minus 3. And then I'm going to divide by -1. And I'm going to get y flip greater than or equal to 2x plus 3. So my y-intercept's 3. And my slope is 2, so up 2, right 1. Then down 2, left 1, down 2, left 1, down 2, left 1, down 2, left 1. And it's going to be a solid line. Let me do it in a different color since I can. Now then, remember when you do this, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 parts, aren't we? This red line's got to be shaded down, so part 1 and part 2 are eliminated. So if I shade down from the blue line, it's going to be part 4. If I shade up, it will be part 3. And on this one, I'm going to shade up, aren't I? So if I shade up on the blue line and down on the red line, this piece down here is going to be the points that work. So the bottom left works, doesn't it? Oh, let's go to 16. I'm going to let you finish this up on your own. The key on 16 is underline function of. Dollars is a function of gizzards. So dollars is y and gizzards are x. So I would use this point and this point. So we're going to have 15 minus 3 over 10 minus 2. And that is going to be your slope. Since this deals with money, you could write your slope as a decimal. This will turn into a decimal. So write it as a decimal, and that's going to be how many dollars one gizzard would cost, or the dollars per gizzard. Okay? I hope you have enjoyed this. Tomorrow we will do the back page. Tomorrow we'll do the back page. Be real simple. From here on in, we're just going to do one side of a star review. It's probably the best way you can do to review for the semester. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Remember, you are amazing. You are created to do wonderful things, and you are awesome.